Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I want to talk about trying to secure your neighborhood. If you're in the city, if you're in the country, it doesn't matter. This will work anywhere. Or if you bug out to a location, you took with you some barbed wire, how are you going to attach it to trees? How are you going to attach it to fencing? How are you going to attach it to metal poles? There's a few things you need to get now. And if you don't have these certain things, don't worry. I'm going to show you some improvised ways to do it that works just as fine. All right. How many rolls of barbed wire should every prepper have? A lot more than you have right now. You know, if you live out in the country, you got a lot of property. If you have 3 or 4 rolls, you're doing good. If you have 6 or 7, you're getting there. Barbed wire is extremely cheap. It is a combat multiplier. A dozen rolls, I would sleep good at night. Now, there's all kinds of different barbed wire. There's thinner gauges and thicker gauges. I'm not going to get into that right now, but let me show you. Say you need to secure an area and you don't have a lot of metal posts, but you'll be using trees. You can also cut down small trees and put them in the ground and use them as posts. Now granted, they're going to rot out quickly. One helpful hint is in the end of them, put them in a fire and get them black. Termites in the south don't like that black burnt. It doesn't affect the structure of them, but it will protect it longer. You could dip it also in tar, old motor oil, diesel fuel, anything that termites do not like to chew on. But let's say you're got a bunch of trees and you're trying to secure your property. How are you going to attach them? Fence staples are the way to go. They make all kinds of different sizes. They're expensive. They can run you easily in a big bulk 5-6 cents a piece. If you buy a smaller container, they could be 10 or 15 cents a piece. So they're a little bit on the expensive side. There's different sizes. What I have found, I bought this huge bucket. There's 10,000. Now these are not fence staples. They're Romex staples. They do work good though. I bought these because I have 2 projects I'm going to use a lot on, and then I'll have a bunch of extras. But definitely size difference. All right, you're going to attach them to trees. You can see that's part of the bark right there. So you need to score it. You need to get rid of that bark, because if not, if you're using short fence staples or even the Romex staples, it's not going to hold that much. So take your hatchet. Yeah, you're going to damage the tree a little bit, but this is end of the world survival, so it really doesn't matter. And this tree right here is coming out. You can see it's damaged and it's in the wrong place. So this tree will be firewood for next year. That's why I picked this one. All right, we're trying to run barbed wire. How are we going to secure it? You got Romex, you got fence staples, and we don't have any of that. You're in trouble. Everybody at their house has nails. It doesn't matter. You might only have screws. A screw with some washers. There's 2 washers on that one just because of the size needed. Don't even worry about washers. I know you got a jar full of pennies. Grab your drill, put a drill bit in there. Yes, it's a federal offense, but I don't think SHTF it's going to matter. Drill a hole the size of whatever you're going to put through, slip it in, and you can do the same thing. This nail is actually in here. Now this one is actually wrapped around. If your barbed wire is the thinner gauge, you can wrap it. You can put your nail in there and then just wrap it around and pull it tight. If it's the thicker gauge, you can't do that. So you're going to have to rely on pressure holding it down. If you really need to, put a nail on the bottom and a nail on the top with the 2 pennies. Very cheap. It will hold it really well. So you want to camouflage this, because in normal you wouldn't need to make it this big. I made it this big for the demonstration. But you can get some dirt and camouflage this as best you can, just so from a distance people can't really see exactly where your boundary line is. But in normal, just make it as little as possible. Now if you have a very thin bark tree and you're pushing in 3-inch nails, 4-inch nails, it really doesn't matter. You don't really have to score it, because it's going to get in there to the meat and hold. So barbed wire is important. You can scrounge nails, and I know you can scrounge pennies, so put some barbed wire back right now. It's a great investment for the prepper. Thanks for watching.